If there was one word that could probably be described in our home, it's love. There's really no normal day. Every day changes with 3 dogs and 2 cats. What we get from the dogs and from the cats is way more than what we're able to give. My name is Rusty Williams and I am a retired police officer from Medford. We've been fostering for, I guess, the past 3 years now. We started when my wife, who was a teacher at Shawnee High School, dragged me to an animal adoption event at Shawnee, and that's where I met Taryn, who's the owner of JoJo's Place.
We had rescued 3 puppies from another local rescue, and we just thought it sounded like a really good idea, so we made a business plan and filed for our nonprofit, and it went out of control ever since. So this past summer, we drove down to West Virginia and Kentucky, and we pretty much handpicked all of our dogs to load them up and come back on Sunday. So we brought back 35 dogs and a 3-legged cat. We brought back dogs that were as small as a Chihuahua and as big as a 140-pound Great Pyrenees. We pretty much just left. We drove down there, we stayed at a hotel. We went to each shelter, volunteered some time, picked out some dogs. And pretty much it was just a really big learning experience because other than an overnight, we've never done anything that in detail, but it was really good, and now we're planning our 2nd year, so we'll do it again this June.
I feel like volunteering at JoJo's Place, every day is a different thing, so you just never know what's going to happen. Like this morning, we drove an hour to Manahawkin and picked up a dog and dropped him off to his foster home.
We're not sure what's going to come through the door. We're not sure what kind of adopters we're going to have to deal with or dogs we're going to have to deal with.
And tomorrow it'll be a different situation.
We have breeders that we're friends with. We don't always psychologically understand why they do what they do, but I think when you put us in our situation where we're in a shelter, every month and seeing what everybody's going through and what the euthanasia rate is nowadays, I think it kind of alters, the way we are. Even being a rescue, we get purebred dogs all the time. We get purebred shepherds, we get purebred chihuahuas, and we could have a purebred dog at any given moment, even as a puppy. It really doesn't matter. So we get dogs that were accidental litters that, come out to be amazing, awesome dogs, and hey, otherwise they would have been put down. So
today, I guess we've probably fostered close to 30 dogs, and we've been successful in adopting out 28 of those dogs, because 2 of those dogs we are what's called foster failures. When any dog comes into our home, we treat it just like our own dog. We love it, we care for the dog. It's always hard to say goodbye, it's always hard to see them get adopted. But when Rocky first came into our house, he's a Plot Hound mix. The application came in for him to be adopted, and my wife and I looked at each other and we said we can't. He just got into our hearts in a way that's hard to describe, so we failed at fostering him, which means we adopted him ourselves. And the dog that came with Rocky was a big, goofy Belgian Malinois Akita mix, weighed about 75 pounds, was 10 months old, had no training whatsoever. No manners, no training. He was eating off of our counters when we brought him home. We were fortunate in that we adopted him ourselves, and he's now my service dog. I'm disabled. I had to retire from the police department due to a medical condition. And he is also my service dog. So he was trained down in Florida. He went through extensive training for about 3 months alone, and then I trained with him for another 6 to 8 weeks, and now we're partnered as a service dog team. Love in that what we've received and the lessons that they taught us, it's affected it so much that I was able to write a book and get a book published about our experiences fostering dogs and the lessons that they taught us. And that book is Pee, Poop, Heartache, and Love. And it's all about the life lessons that we learned from the dogs. And we're just grateful that what we get from them and the play and the joy that they give us is unbelievable. Thank you. Yeah. I just need to thank you. Now he's happy.